Once there were two brothers. Their names were Tom and Ben. They lived in a small village. The village was very old. It stood near a tall mountain. The mountain had white snow on top. Below the mountain was a valley. The valley was green and beautiful. Many flowers grew there. The flowers were red and yellow. The two brothers lived in a house. It was a wooden house. The wood was dark brown. The house had a small door. The door was painted blue. It had a round handle. There were 3 windows. The glass was clean and clear. Inside, the house was warm. There was a fire in the room. The fire burned bright orange. It made a crackling sound. The brothers sat by the fire. Tom was the older brother. He was tall and strong. He had black hair. His eyes were dark. He wore a nice coat. The coat was made of wool. It was a red coat. But Tom was not kind. Tom was a greedy man. He always wanted more things. He wanted the best food. He wanted the softest chair. He wanted the most money. He did not like to share. Ben was the younger brother. He was shorter than Tom. He had brown hair. His eyes were blue. He wore a simple shirt. The shirt was white. It was clean but old. Ben was a kind man. He smiled often. He worked very hard. He liked to help people. He loved his brother Tom. But Tom did not love him back. One day they sat at the table. It was dinner time. The table was made of oak. It was smooth and hard. There was food on the table. There was a loaf of bread. The bread was warm. It smelled very good. There was also some cheese. The cheese was yellow. There were 2 red apples. The apples looked sweet. Tom looked at the food. His eyes went wide. He reached out his hand. He took the bread. He took a big knife. He cut the bread. He cut a very large piece. It was almost all the bread. He put it on his plate. He gave Ben a tiny piece. It was only a crust. "I am older," said Tom. "I need more food." Ben looked at his small piece. He did not complain. He nodded his head slowly. "Okay, Tom," said Ben. Ben ate his small crust. He chewed it slowly. Tom ate his bread fast. He ate big bites. He did not say thank you. Then Tom looked at the apples. 1 apple was big. 1 apple was small. The big apple was very red. The small apple had a spot. Tom grabbed the big apple. He took a loud bite. Crunch! Juice ran down his chin. He smiled a greedy smile. Then took the small apple. He cut off the bad spot. He ate the rest quietly. He was still hungry, but he did not say a word. Years went by slowly. The brothers grew older. Their father passed away. He left them the farm. The farm was very large. They had to share it. They stood in the field. The wind blew softly. The grass moved in the wind. Tom looked at the land. He pointed a finger. "We must divide the land," said Tom. "I will choose first." This was not fair, but Ben did not fight. "Choose then," said Ben. The farm had 2 parts. The east side was beautiful. It had a river. The water was cool and fresh. The soil was black and rich. Plants grew fast there. There were many fruit trees. The sun shone there all day. It was easy to farm. It was worth a lot of money. The west side was different. It was full of rocks. The rocks were heavy and gray. The ground was hard. The dirt was dry and dusty. There was no river. There were no trees. It looked very ugly. It was hard to work there. Tom looked at the east side. He thought about the money. He thought about easy work. "I take the east side," said Tom. "It is mine now." He smiled his greedy smile. "You take the west side," he said. "Good luck with the rocks." Ben looked at the dry land. He felt a little sad, but he took a deep breath. "I accept this," said Ben. He walked to the west side. He began to work immediately. Tom was very happy. He built a big house. He bought expensive furniture. He bought gold rings. He hired men to work. He did not work himself. He sat in his chair. He drank sweet wine. He watched others work. His crops grew well. He sold them for gold. He put the gold in a box. He hid the box under his bed. He counted his gold every night. 1 coin, 2 coins, 3 coins. He loved the sound of gold. He did not visit Ben. He did not help him. He only cared about himself. He grew fat and lazy. Ben worked very hard. Every day he woke up early. The sun was not up yet. The sky was still gray. Ben walked to his field. He saw the big rocks. He picked up a rock. He carried it away. He put it in a pile. He went back. He picked up another rock. His back hurt. His hands were rough. He sweat in the hot sun, but he did not stop. Day after day he worked. He cleared the rocks. He dug the hard ground. He used a shovel. He dug deep into the earth. He found water underground. He built a well. He pulled up water in a bucket. He watered the dry soil. The soil became dark. He planted seeds. He planted corn and wheat. He took care of them. He watched them grow. Small green shoots appeared. Ben smiled at the plants. His house was small, but it was strong. He fixed the roof. He fixed the walls. He saved his money. He did not buy gold. He bought good tools. He bought warm blankets. 5 years went by. The weather changed. One summer it was very hot. The sun was like fire. There was no rain. The sky was blue and empty. Weeks passed with no rain. Then months passed. The river on Tom's side dried up. The water was gone. The fish died. The fruit trees turned brown. The leaves fell off. Tom's crops died in the field. The rich black soil turned to dust. Tom was scared. He had no water for his crops. He had no food to sell. He told his workers to work harder, but they could not help. "We need water," they said. Tom had no water. The workers left him. Tom was all alone. He sat in his big house. He was hungry. He took his gold coins. He looked at them. "I cannot eat gold," he said. He tried to buy food, but no one had food to sell. The drought was everywhere. Tom became thin. His face looked gray. His expensive clothes were dirty. He was very lonely. On the west side, things were better. Ben had his deep well. The well had water. It came from deep underground. It did not dry up. Ben watered his plants. He used a bucket every day. His corn grew tall. His wheat turned yellow. He harvested the food. He had many bags of grain. He had fresh vegetables. He stored them in his house. He had enough for winter. He was safe. He sat in his warm house. He ate good soup. He was happy. Then winter came. It was a terrible winter. The wind howled loudly. Snow fell for days. The air was freezing cold. Tom's big house was cold. He had no wood for the fire. He had used it all. He had sold his wood for food. Now he had nothing. His stomach hurt from hunger. His fingers were blue with cold. He lay on his expensive rug. He shivered. He thought about his brother. He remembered Ben's kindness. He felt ashamed. He had been so greedy. He took the best land. He took the best food. But now he had nothing. Ben had the bad land, but Ben had everything. Tom stood up slowly. He was very weak. He walked to the door. He opened it. The wind hit his face. Snow blew in his eyes. He walked into the storm. He walked to Ben's house. The snow was deep. It was hard to walk. Tom fell down. He got up again. He walked more. He saw a light. It was Ben's house. Smoke came from the chimney. It looked warm and safe. Tom reached the door. He knocked weakly. Knock, knock, knock. He waited. He was shaking. The door opened. Ben stood there. He held a lamp. The light shone on Tom. Ben saw his brother. Tom looked terrible. He was thin and pale. He was covered in snow. Tom looked down at his feet. "Ben," whispered Tom, "I am cold. I am hungry. Please help me." Tom started to cry. Tears ran down his cold face. "I was wrong," said Tom. "I was greedy. I took everything. Now I have nothing." Ben looked at Tom. He did not yell. He did not say, "I told you so." Ben smiled gently. He opened the door wide. "Come in, brother," said Ben. "Come inside." Tom walked inside. The house was so warm. It smelled of hot soup. Ben gave Tom a chair. He gave him a blanket. He put wood on the fire. The fire grew big. Ben went to the pot. He filled a bowl with soup. It was thick vegetable soup. He gave it to Tom. He gave him a piece of bread, a big piece. Tom took the bread. His hands shook. He ate the soup. It was the best food in the world. He felt the warmth return. Tom stayed with Ben all winter. They talked by the fire. Tom learned to work. He helped Ben in the house. He swept the floor. He fixed the tools. He was not lazy anymore. He was not greedy anymore. Spring came again. The snow melted. The sun shone. Tom went back to his land, but he changed his life. He sold his gold rings. He bought seeds and tools. He dug a well like Ben. He worked with his own hands. He got dirt on his face. He grew his own food. He shared his food with Ben. Every Sunday, they ate together. They cut the bread. They cut 2 equal pieces. They shared the apples. They were both happy. Tom understood now. Greed brings failure. Hard work brings success. Kindness is the most important thing. And the brothers lived happily. That is the end of the story.
Great work today. Keep going. Every lesson helps you improve your English. I'm excited to see you in the next video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fun lessons. Keep learning and see you again soon.